I've worked for Mars for nearly 20 years. I think it is an incredible, special organization. We're family-owned and very much principle-based, and people are central to everything that we do, so it fits very naturally that diversity and inclusion would be central to our business, to our culture, and to what we try and do for the communities in which we operate. It's actually become, via our regional presidents, one of our top 5 business priorities, diversity and inclusion, because we know that the more closely we reflect the shoppers we serve, the communities we live in, the customers we do business with, the more successful we will be.
When I started my career, it was over 25 years ago. It was with Kraft Foods, and I started in sales and worked my way up, through several roles through the company. And during those years, I've seen women advance to higher and higher levels, not with only in the company I was at Kraft Foods, but within, the world at large. You're seeing more and more women become CEOs, have senior leadership roles within various companies. We have a woman seeking the presidency of the United States role. We are seeing more women take higher quality roles in the film industry, on TV, within our homes. And I think as we see women advance within these different areas, it's great because they are more of the mentality of fostering and developing a collaborative environment for other women. So I've been a part of several panels where you've had a room full of just really accomplished women who are there for the sole purpose really of giving advice and some mentoring to younger women to help bring them up.
I think the most significant barrier to female leadership is the corporations who don't see diversity and inclusion as a key component to doing business today. I think it's a miss for a lot of organizations who may not feel that they need to empower their associates of all diverse backgrounds, female, ethnic groups, and such. And I think that once an organization gets behind that initiative and on that journey, female leaders are more likely to rise within that organization.
I think a lot of times we're constrained by our own vision of what we can accomplish. I think that if we actually would set our mind to something and decide early on what we want to accomplish, I think the commitment level would be there, and women can accomplish pretty much anything they set their minds to, but sometimes we just don't think big enough or dream big enough.
I think one of the most significant barriers to female leadership today is being able to project yourself with a certain degree of confidence. What I found over the years is it's very, very important that you can walk into a room, that you can understand that you might not be invited into that room, so don't wait for an invitation, but walk in like you're supposed to be there, sit at the front table, make sure that you're interacting with people, make sure you're engaged in the conversation, and make sure you're contributing. I think that is so, so important. I think so many times as women, we wait to be invited. And if you're in a leadership role, if you're the leader of a team, and people expect leaders to have a certain degree of confidence.
As I think about it in my life, there were 2 defining moments by 2 strong women that I had in my background who both happened to be my grandmothers. And one of my grandmothers on my father's side, she actually was a small business owner, and she owned cable and radio stations in Southwest Missouri. And I didn't know that wasn't the norm. Because that's what I grew up with. She lived in the same town that I did. And until I was older and someone pointed out to me that it was not the norm for a woman of that generation to actually be a business owner. I actually thought it was the norm, so I always had a strong, powerful woman that I looked up to as my grandmother, who was doing it very naturally, and so I always had a role model and someone that I could follow in her footsteps.
Maybe being a mom has helped develop my career beyond, because I've taken that passion that I have for my family, and I carry that same passion into my job every day when I walk in the door into the office for my team, as I want to see them succeed. It has affected me, but being a mom has a very positive impact on my career.
If she can see it, she can be it. Remember that phrase, and that will give you the confidence you need to go out and go as high as you want to go in your career.
I think one of the most significant barriers to female leadership today is being able to project yourself with a certain degree of confidence.
I'm so glad that we're on this journey. We have great leadership. You take a look at the leadership that we have today, and it's a very diverse group of women and men in different backgrounds.
I think a lot of times we're constrained by our own vision of what we can accomplish. I think that if we actually would set our mind to something and decide early on what we want to accomplish, I think the commitment level would be there, and women can accomplish pretty much anything they set their minds to.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Aye.
Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body.
I work out.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah.
This is the movie you've all been waiting for.
This is your mission.
No, this is an envelope.
That's actually...
We're all gonna die!
Not a movie.
I don't know anything.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
But really, just a commercial. Reminding people to eat M&Ms.
Wait, what? This is just a commercial?
Can someone shut off the...